It's dead. Dang it. Morning, Fred. What's going on, everyone? Obviously, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm in a different area than usual. My wife and I are doing some dog sitting for some friends of ours. Hold on a second here. Freddie, come. Come here, puppy. Come on, puppy. But yeah, anyways, we're doing some dog sittings for some friends of ours, and I just got a bunch of little odds and ends to do today. Definitely need to get a haircut. My hair is getting pretty long and scruffy, and my Ford needs an oil change here. So today's gonna be kind of almost like a day in the life of myself. I'm gonna bring Fred with me too, bring him out to the shop, pick up a little dog bed for him so he can lay down there while we're out there hanging out. But we're out here at my friend's house, and they're actually really close to the storage unit that I have. So before I head up to the shop, I'm going to stop at the storage unit and pick up a bunch of looser items. So that way when I'm heading up to the shop, it's not a wasted trip with getting stuff up there. So, I also wanted to kind of ask you on your guys' opinion here. I'm redesigning my logo for the business here, and I want to get your guys' opinion on which one to choose. So, let's see here. We got these two logos to pick from right here, or the this right here. I'm kind of leaning towards the bottom one here and the bottom one there. Those are my two options that I really like. So I don't know, I guess I'll leave it up to you guys too, kind of pick your minds on what you guys like, because maybe one of these days I'll start selling some hats or something, and if you guys want to buy it, we can go from there. But all right, let's head off to the storage unit and get our day started here. A little cold start on the 7-3 this morning. It's a little chilly out today. It sounds like we're supposed to get some more snow this coming week. Today is Tuesday, and it sounds like the storm is coming. I shouldn't say a storm. They're saying 0 to 2 inches Thursday night, I believe. So definitely the cold weather is definitely moving back in. We no longer have those 60-degree days here in February. It is what it is. Can't argue too much. It's been a really nice mild winter, that's for sure. Come on, puppy, jump on in. Come on, you can do it. There you go. Look at those hops. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way for you. Well, I need that. Thank you. I just stopped at a local gas station to get some fuel. If any of you guys do any like actual land clearing, I'd love to run one of these feller bunchers. Those are such a cool piece of equipment. Yeah, it's neat. Okie doke. Just got here to the shop. I'm gonna back this truck in and start loading up some of the loose odds and ends. Freddie, your big head's right in the way of my mirror. Some of you guys mentioned in the comments that a lot of the stuff that I have here is junk. It's not. It's all stuff that I use. Some of you guys may not know, but I used to own a house before moving back into my mom's house there, so that's why I have all this stuff. This is all stuff that I've bought in my life. I have this storage unit and the other unit on the other side of this storage complex. That's mainly most of our house stuff. This is a lot of the stuff that I had in the garage. I used to have a 1,200 square foot pole barn that I had all the stuff in there, which didn't look like a lot then, but when you cram it into I believe this is 12 by 30. It looks like I got a lot of stuff. You know, like for example, these stands right here, I made these for when I was working on that utility box, so it wasn't just sitting on the ground for when I was painting it. I don't know what you'd call them, filing cabinets, I guess you would call them. Those were left to me when my grandpa passed away, and they work out really good for a bunch of, you know, odds and ends. Like I have them all labeled with Dremel stuff, and I just have a lot of stuff that I've accumulated in my 28 years of life. So that's why I got all this. But I think today what I'm going to do is take these skid loader tires with me, because those just take up so much room. I'm going to need somebody to come out here and help me load up this wood burning boiler and those two cabinets for sure one of these days. But we'll get there when we get there. And I think what I'm going to do is these skid loader tires right here are another set of solid filled tires. I think what I'm going to do is put these on Facebook Marketplace. I'm going to take these to the shop, get these rims all painted up, and put these tires up for sale, because I'm not going to ever use these. These are too small for the machine that I have. Be one thing to get rid of. Make some of you viewers happy. These things are like ungodly heavy. Oh man, gonna blow out my back. Oh. All right, well, I'm gonna need help getting these in the truck. Those things are so heavy. Guess what I'll do is I'll take my factory set of skid loader tires with me. I can at least manage these, lifting these up. They're still heavy, but I can at least get them up there. Old bed frame. Get this out of the way. Almost ate that one in the face. Play a little Tetris here. Oh, that fits amazing. These tires right here will fit on my Duramax. These are 8 by 6.5, which I think for right now I'm going to put my Duramax on these tires and put my other tires on Facebook Marketplace for sale. See if somebody be interested in buying them. This way I can at least put the truck on something and roll it around if somebody buys the truck. Or not the truck, the tires. Ugh. Well, that's a whole load of tires for sure. I think now what I'll do, keep these tires from rolling out, hook it up here and here, because I don't have a small ratchet strap that I know of, and we'll make this work. Those tires aren't rolling up, that's for sure. I got all these tires loaded up. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head and go get a haircut quick, and then stop at a parts store after. I need to do some maintenance on my Ford here. I hate to say it, but I went past on an oil change. So that desperately needs to be done, the oil change. I do a fuel filter every time I change the oil too. To me, it's just kind of peace of mind for some preventative maintenance with the injectors. Because as we all know, injectors on diesels, they ain't cheap. So if I can put a filter in that costs 20-30 bucks every time and kind of help prolong the life of the injectors and put some fuel additive in there, I think it's worth it. So, all right, let's head off. Probably next clip you guys see of me, I'll have a nice haircut, because this stuff up here is getting wild. It's pretty long. The person that usually cuts my hair, she is actually out of town. We're at their house watching their dogs right now, and I can't bring myself to wait any longer to get a haircut, and I don't want to bombard them with asking them for a haircut when they get back home from vacation. So let's head off and go get some of these hairs cut, right Fred? He's not amused. All right, we'll see you guys in a little bit. Before I leave, I almost forgot to grab the center caps. The center caps for the rims on my Duramax. So I'll make sure I grab these. And I'm also gonna need all of the hardware. You know, some of my stuff looks very unorganized, which I totally understand. You know, I watch YouTube videos and you see some other people's shops and it's like, wow. I mean, it looks like they work on space shuttles and they're on how clean and neat and kept they are. I'm not the most organized person, but one thing for sure is I have about a 99% chance of knowing where all my stuff is. So, with that said, all right, let's go head off and get a haircut now. Boom! Got my hair, all my hair's cut, or as some of the old timers would say, got my ears lowered. So, I gotta go pick up some oil and fuel filter for this truck, and we'll head off to the shop. I just stopped back at home here for two reasons. I had mentioned earlier that there is a chance of snow this week, and I couldn't remember how much fuel was in this truck, and that's just kind of the last thing I want to do when I go out. I just want to make sure that this thing's fueled up and ready to go, and hopefully the batteries are still good because the radio is still on for some reason. But I want to get this thing fueled up, and I stopped at home for the most important thing too. That would be Freddy's bed at the shop. Oh, batteries. It's dead. Dang it. But I wanted to stop and pick up Freddy's bed, aka the Fred bed, and make sure he has somewhere cozy to sleep or lay down when we're at the shop. So, all right, let's get this thing jump started and get this truck off to the shop, or to the fuel station, I should say. It's always something, isn't it, puppies? It sure is. I also need to get new jumper cables, or not new jumper cables, but new ends for my cables, because all the ends are ripped off of the cables that I have right now, which obviously doesn't do any good, because then every time I gotta get a pair of vice grips and clamp them back on. Hopefully I can back up far enough I don't have to spin this truck completely around 180 degrees. Yeah, I'm glad I'm stopped here to check this out, because this is the last thing I want to do right before I go and try to plow some snow or salt. See if I got enough juice now. Yeah, it looks a little, bolts look a little bit better. Right on. Let this thing warm up for a second and go fuel this up. Pull this truck back off the concrete, because it has started to spring some pretty good leaks. It's leaking from the power steering pump, and it's also starting to leak from the rear main seal, which the rear main seal is starting to get kind of bad actually. But I am also kind of guessing that this transmission in this truck's not going to make it to the year. It's starting to get pretty hard to find reverse. It takes a while to find reverse, and when it does get there, it starts chugging pretty good. Also, when you put it in drive and you start pulling on something heavy, it starts kind of like really chattering, kind of like the torque converter is starting to let go on this thing. So I'm going to ride it out till that day, till it pops, but for now it is what it is. All right, got the most important thing for the shop. The Fred bed. Fred, go lay on it. Does it smell a little different outside and you don't want to lay on it now? All right, we gotta go. Come on, puppy. Fred, we get to go in all the vehicles today, puppies. So we're gonna run, go get this this dually fueled up. And also, while I'm on this side of town, I wanted to stop over by my friends over at Complete. That last brush mowing job that I just did, the customer there had asked if there is a chemical that you can spray to help keep down the buckthorn, and I do not know that answer. So my friends over here at Complete, they are well versed in chemicals and stuff like that. So we're gonna run over there quick, get some fuel in this, run back, go get some oil and stuff. And I know this video's all over the place, but it's just one of those days of running around and getting the to-do list on, the checklist, I guess you would call it. And yeah, so let's head on over to Complete. Getting over here to Complete. If any of you guys are in the Milwaukee area, I highly recommend these guys. They got a lot to offer. How are we doing today? Good. Do we by chance have any chemical or anything that we can spray on buckthorn?
Tordon.
Tordon?
Yeah, you can put that right on the stump, yeah.
Yeah, and it wipes it out.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. We'll see ya. Yeah, like I was saying before I stopped in there, Complete Lawn and Landscape Supply, they have just about pretty much anything you need for snow removal. They have bulk salt that you can come self-load, or pretty much any spraying application you need to kill anything off, or fertilizing lawns, and just pretty much any landscape supply, I should say. They've always treated me really good, and I don't mind. I enjoy doing business with these guys. So now that is checked off the list, we are gonna run back, pick up the Ford, and go do the oil change and stuff and fuel filters on that. So let's take you guys along. All right, just getting here to the shop. Stopped at Advanced Auto, picked up my filters and everything. So get going on this oil change. Hey Fred, let's get your bed out. Oh, am I stupid? I am stupid. Dang it. I forgot his bed. For whatever reason, I put his bed, the Fred bed, in the dually, knowing dang well I was gonna drive this truck out to the shop today. Dang it. Well, I guess next time I'll bring your bed for you, Fred. I'm sorry, buddy. I guess just go sniff around and try finding a place to lay down and get comfy. Well, that kind of stinks. It is what it is. Let's get some tools going, and this oil is just gonna come screaming out of this truck because I've been obviously driving it. I hope this oil pan or oil catch can is big enough for all of this. Should be. I don't know how you guys do it usually, but every time I change the oil on this truck, I like to pull the oil cap off. I don't know, I just feel like it creates a vacuum otherwise when the oil's starting to drain out. I know it doesn't, but it's just something that I've always done. You know, it's nice having a heated shop, but you know it'd be even nicer? Having a heated shop with a lift. Yeah, that rear main seal on this thing is starting to leak pretty good. You can see the whole back side of the transmission is, or the bell housing in the transmission is soaked. What do you get for old stuff though? For this truck being a southern truck and still getting driven in winter, I am a firm believer in that wool wax. I don't know how well you guys can see down here actually, but let's take you guys up. Yeah, there's like not a speck of rust on this truck, which is awesome. It makes it, when you got like major breakdowns or anything like that, sure makes it nice. You don't feel like you're wasting money sticking a transmission or something expensive because you don't have a rusty, crunchy piece of crap. Other than that, let's get changing some oil here. I hope that you guys can see what I got going on here. Probably not. This drain pan's about half full already, and it doesn't seem like the flow is slowing down at all. Oh, there it goes. All right, cool. Alright, so kind of ran into a problem here. I do not have an oil filter wrench big enough for that filter, and obviously I just drained all the oil out of this thing. I guess I could take the Duramax, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch a hole in the bottom of it, drain the oil out of the filter, and then just punch this through the side and use this handle to get that filter off. Should work. I've done it before, so just some extra steps, I guess. Yeah, out of all the oil filter wrenches I have, I've got 3 of them right here, and they're pretty much all the same size. Somehow I have 3 of the same size oil filter wrenches. And then I got this thing, and this just wasn't getting a good enough bite on it. So, here we go. Making a mess 101. I guess doing it this way too, it's kind of nice because once the oil filter is drained, when you get it unthreaded, it's not as heavy and awkward. And it's already drained out. The filter's empty enough. I'm gonna punch a hole in it now. Oh, cool. Worked out good actually. Alright. Cool. So, I guess that's another way that you can do it. Watch, it's gonna be my luck that the filter that got's wrong now. What'd you do all day today, Mike? I don't know, just talk to myself. So, I'm not gonna do any more recording down here. Obviously just thread the oil filter on, fill the oil filter with some oil. But, I think someone's mad at me. Bet you he wishes he had a Fred bed here. Sorry, buddy. So, I made another small mistake here today. I always run 1540 in this truck, and I mistaked the logo on this jug, and it's 5W40, which I guess isn't the end of the world because we are in the winter. This will help. This thinner viscosity of this oil will help startups on this truck. Just something that I want to make sure I do before it starts getting warm is get 1540 back in here. I know some people do it all the time where they run 5W40 in their diesels in the winter and then switch to 1540 in the summer. So I'm gonna give it a try. It's the first time I've ever done it. I don't know, I guess the way that I look at it, some oil is better than no oil. It's 2.5 gallons right there, just like that. This truck, if I'm not mistaken, takes 17 quarts with the fuel filter. And I know I just said fuel filter, I meant to say oil filter. Well, you guys get the idea. All right, shows that we're at the full mark right now. So I'm gonna fire this thing up, let some of that oil circulate through there, get some oil pressure and check it one more time. Let's see what we got here. Perfect, got enough oil in here now, so let's work on this fuel filter. Hammer that socket on there so I can at least get it off. Oh, I always hate this part. Just feels like you're gonna break something every time. So I like to use these Wix filters because every time you get them, it comes with a new cap. This part right here, and it, you know, obviously this plastic always gets chewed up every time you take them on and off. So that's why I like to use the Wix, because they come with that. Should be good to go. Let's see if it fires up. Cycle the key a couple times and bada bing, bada boom. Well, that's that. Oil change, fuel change on the old 7.3. It's been a great truck to me. I've had a couple minor problems with it, but you're gonna get that with anything that's old, right? So, what do you think, Fred? Did you have fun today? Come here, puppy. Oh. So, but I think that's gonna be just about the end of this video. I'm just gonna unload the tires out of the back of the truck here. It's already, I believe it's like 7 o'clock or something like that, and I got an hour drive back to where I am staying, where I'm house sitting, or dog sitting, house sitting. I guess I'm doing both. So, and I am planning on getting something hung in the shop here, so it's not so echoey, but I'm not gonna do an oil change outside. It's cold right now, so maybe we'll figure something out here soon. Well, yeah, like I just said, I believe this is gonna be the end of the video here. I did mention in my last video that I want to at least read one of your comments, and just appreciate all the comments, likes, and support that you guys give the channel here. But anyways, this comment's from Alex Hurto. I'm sorry if I botched your last name. 7892. This comment just kind of stood out to me. I think it's kind of funny, but he had wrote, anything you might want services, you know, AMW services, and then he put his own spin on that and wrote America's Most Wanted Services. I kind of found that funny. I appreciate it. I don't know if I'm America's Most Wanted services, maybe America's Most Wanted, but no, I'm kidding. But no, I appreciate it. Glad you guys are enjoying the channel. But other than that, I'm gonna wrap this up and head back home, start editing. But I appreciate it, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Right, Fred? Come here, puppy. See you later. Thanks for watching.